mess around with my money, with my family, with my religion, I'm gonna be not a very peaceful person.
Something so dramatic could happen that stop loss just gets slipped to hell.
If someone does not have a lot of capital, do not fall poor. If you can afford it, do it. If you can't afford it, then just avoid it. If trading is harming your life, then you need to take a step back, analyze what's going wrong, self-reflect, what can I improve on, then come back.
Hey guys, and welcome back. We are still here with Mo, and we are going to jump straight back into it for some more gems.
It sounds like you've got a high risk tolerance.
Very high risk tolerance, yes.
Yeah, and does that affect you?
High risk tolerance depends on what I'm using. If it's a prop firm, like challenge phases, I'm not trading that in like the traditional 0.5% risk. Sometimes I do, but I'm mainly just wanting to get past challenges very quickly, because your ultimate goal is to become funded, obviously without breaking the rules of the prop firm that you're trading with. A lot of people find themselves breaking all the rules and then they start pointing fingers, but like, mate, like, just read the FAQs, follow them, like, you have options, right?
Yeah.
Now, I take high risks. I'm a risk taker in life. I've got a crypto portfolio that I've invested so much in, and I'm not very heavily diversified. So that's also a risk. The project might not work out and then you end up losing that. Mm-hmm. But funded accounts with prop firms, I would probably use high risk as well. So live account, personal funds, drop the risk quite a lot, because that's actually your money. Like when you're losing $10,000, you've actually went down $10,000. But when you lose a 200k account, you've lost what, $1,000? Like there's yeah.
That definitely puts it into perspective. Actually, hearing you say that.
Yeah, like with your personal account, like say you have $50,000 in your personal account. If you're risking 0.5% on your $50,000 account, then you're risking $250 per trade. How much if you're aiming 1-to-1, then you're losing 250 to make 250. But most of my trades have a higher risk to reward, so I may lose 5 trades in a row and then I just win one, and then I'm, back to break even. Then you win another one and now you're up 5% on your 50k account. So it's a perspective. Risk management is a key element in trading. If you're using your live funded account or your live account, maybe you should follow strict risk management parameters. Mm-hmm. I don't advertise, go on full risk, full 8 mode, full port on prop firms as well. You have to also have that managed. Do I have that managed all the time? No, I have accounts where I take it conservatively, and I have accounts where I go full on risk, because if I lose it, I can just buy another one.
Yeah, fair play.
Mm-hmm. I think that is very common in the prop firm space. When I first started trading, I was like, wait, no, conservative, 0.25 to 5% risk on all accounts. And it just gets to a point where you're like, you know what, I can't be arsed anymore. You fall boy, like, woo, I passed.
Yeah.
And then you start doing that on accounts and you're like, okay, I can do this. But then sometimes you'll get in like the mental funk of the whole psychological aspect of trading. You'll start doing that and then you will just keep fucking it up until then one day you get another one and it's like, okay, right, I'm back again. How do you get over the psychological aspect of like just full port in, boom, boom, boom?
So it depends. So if someone does not have a lot of capital, do not full port, because you're back to ground zero. You're probably going to have to work from 9 to 5, save up, and then buy another challenge. Mm-hmm. If you can afford it, do it. If you can't afford it, then just avoid it. Mm-hmm. Like, do it the traditional way. Use that as means to actually improve your life. Now, some people can afford burning $10,000 like a week on challenges, right? It's perspective. How much do you have in your bank account? If trading is harming your life, then you need to take a step back, analyze what's going wrong, self-reflect, what can I improve on, then come back. Mm-hmm. Ultimately, if you full port all the time, you might get used to it, and then that sort of behavior comes into your live account as well, your personal capital. So you need to separate the two. Do not full port, obviously. Like, try to build it up properly and nicely, maybe over 2 years. Build some capital. Maybe once you have like $100,000 in your bank account, then you can think, oh, if I lose like 200K challenges, am I gonna really get harmed? Lost 5% of my capital? No, because maybe you'll pass 1 or 2 out of these like 5 to 100K accounts, and now you have 400,000 in trading capital. That if you make 2-3%, you're back to break even on one account.
I like that, and that brings me to a question that I want to ask. If someone has 100K in their bank account, would you recommend for them to put that into live account, 100K,
No.
trade that live, or a different option?
Obviously not 100, because like if you put 100K, say, because we're living in an era of geopolitical tensions, you know, uncertain economical data that's getting released. Sometimes inflation is rising, sometimes it's dropping. GDP was 3 consecutive quarters in negative, so that signals a recession in the UK. Thankfully, this quarter it came out positive, so that's positive growth for our country. But at the end of the day, you also need to think about it in a perspective where something can happen out of nowhere. People call them black swan events, right? Where market crashes all of a sudden. Imagine if you have that 100K of yours on a live account, and then your account got drained by 30%. Now you've lost $30,000 of your personal money. You're down to 70K. But if you bought, 100K with a prop firm, you've spent $500, and the risk is the same.
Yeah.
If the market crashed, you've lost $500.
Yeah.
You literally lost nothing.
Yeah.
It's like 0.5% of
Yeah.
your total capital. And then you can afford buying another one and another one and another one. But with your personal, you lose it like you actually lose that money.
That's gone.
Yeah. It's a different psychology with
Yeah.
trading your own personal funds and trading your prop firm capital.
I agree. And also I think it's important for people to understand that even when these black swan events happen, even if you have a stop loss, something so dramatic could happen that stop loss just gets slipped to hell.
Yeah.
And you're going to lose you could literally blow your entire 100K
Absolutely.
if it was that one black swan event that you just did not want to be in.
I'll give you a story that happened recently with me. Now, when Equity Edge opened up, I literally didn't know about them. So one of my friends told me, hey, there's like a company that opened up. These guys are doing very well. They're paying a lot of traders out, go to the payout section, their Discord is growing. It's like, okay, I'll give them a try. I went on the website, bought 400K challenges, passed 3 out of 4, became funded on 3 out of 4 of them. Our first funded account was up 6%, and then before the end, like it was a Friday, before the end of the day on gold, we had like a massive rejection from $2,430 all the way, dropped $100 in a day. That large wick dropped all the way down to like $2,330. So I was like, you know what? Historically, when that happened, the market opened in a gap lower, and I sold, I believe, like maybe 10 lots before the market closed. This is a beginner move, by the way. Do not do that. If you're at home watching this, please don't do that. Don't try this out. I basically put 10 lots 2 minutes before the market closed, and I was like, next week it's going to open in a gap. Equity is probably going to pay me $30,000. And over the weekend, Iran launched rockets on Israel's
Yeah.
right? And all of them were like confiscated and stuff. So what happened? The market reacted the opposite direction, so we opened in a gap higher. The Equity Edge account was like negative 30,000 when it opened. Yeah. And I was thinking, if that was my personal funds, like live account, that would have been 30,000 of my own money that was lost. So thankfully it was a prop firm account. Lost that account, traded on the other funded account. basically I was out of sync with the markets, up and down, up and down, up and down, then full ported, lost it. Our third account, grew that steadily, made 10% on 100K. Usually when I make 10%, I just stop, take the withdrawal, start again. Then you guys paid me on time, like literally like a lot of guys were getting paid every single day as well. Twitter is, your social media presence is growing. The guys on Discord are saying really nice things about you. Discord server grew like from 12,000 to like 16,000 like few weeks. So it's like, this is a fast growing firm doing things different. Maximum capital allocation is 100K, which is healthy for the company itself. Now you've got like, you know, the stories of TFT and like MyForex funds and all that stuff. They're like, they allow you to trade 600K, up to 600K in capital, but then a lot of traders are not getting paid out. So had a pleasant experience, reached out to you, and you know, we talked about it, wanted to join the team, and I am head of support here at Equity Edge. If you guys have any issues, reach out to our team. You need escalations, reach out to me. I'm here to assist.
No, and it's been a pleasure. It's been an absolute pleasure having you, Mo. You came on board when we didn't realize that we'd grow this fast, and having someone who's come from a background where you've worked in the Forex field, in the trading field, like in a very aggressive way. And it's been very, very helpful. So
thank you. It's been very helpful for me to associate my name with a reputable company. Literally when I walked in and I was like literally looking at your systems, just learning how you guys do things, I saw that you guys have made $900,000 in payouts. So you guys have launched literally like 3 months ago. There are companies that have been operating for 2 years plus, and now they've made like 1.5 million payouts. So you're outperforming every competitor out there. And I think over the next 6 months to a year, we can see Equity Edge becoming a market leader in the industry where people just rely on them for the challenges. I have that vision, like I share the same vision as you. And I think that you guys are doing different things in the industry. The way you guys treat your traders when someone fails, giving them an opportunity. Someone fails their KYC. I've been seeing reviews of people like failing their KYC and they go, oh, the company failed my KYC. Like Verif is a compliance company that actually checks what you're doing. So if you fail your KYC, then you're being a fraudulent customer in a sense.
I agree. And that's the reason why we use a third party, because we don't actually do the checks ourselves.
No.
But of course, yeah, you get the odd people who, I mean, you can't please the whole world. You got to accept that. We try to, but we know we can't. And
you get someone who like this is like prop firm Twitter. You get a lot of people that lose their challenges and they're pointing fingers. Oh, and this person and that person and this guy, and you got the guys who are flexing every single day. I've made 100,000. I've made 80,000. I've made 70,000. Like, just be real. Like, talk about your wins, talk about your losses. Be humble, be kind, be genuine, generous.
Can we tweet this?
You've got an online presence as well, don't you?
Yes.
What platform are you mainly based on?
So I'm focused on Twitter. I like Elon Musk. I like his vision, exploring the space. I've always been intrigued by the universe. When I was young, I would look at the stars every day.
Nice.
From my bedroom, just look, and it's beautiful.
Nice.
You look at how complex this creation is. So the fact that Elon Musk is on a mission to explore that outer space is something that, when he bought Twitter, I was like, I'm gonna jump on that platform.
Yeah.
And been slowly building following, chatting with people, helping people out with their strategies, talking about trading, sharing the good, the ugly, the nice things that happen.
Do you educate on Twitter as well in terms of have your own classes or sort of courses?
No, I maybe educate with my posts, just talking about psychology, talking about how you can build your prop firm capital starting from zero. Like someone who literally does not have a lot of money. Say you're residing overseas. Here in the UK, when you get paid at the end of the month, you can probably afford paying like 100K challenge, right? But someone who lives overseas where salaries are not that high, probably 100K account is your whole salary.
Absolutely.
Right? So how can you build prop firm capital like using smaller funds? Equity Edge, you guys are providing an amazing opportunity for anyone around the world buying a challenge for $10, $20. Now I'm not saying that because I'm working with you guys. I'm saying that even before I joined the company, I literally made a post about it. So if you join with $10, buying a 2.5K account, trade it properly, slow and steady. If you make like a couple $100, then you can explore into buying another 2.5K and another 2.5K. Once you have 10K of small 2.5K funded accounts, then you can use these to actually start paying yourself a bit of money, save some of it, and then invest into 5K challenges, then grow to 10K. It's going to take time to build your capital. It's not going to happen overnight. If you want overnight success, you might have an overnight failure.
Yeah.
So just focus on like consistency, discipline, and long-term approach. Longevity is one of the most important things in life. If you have a long-term vision for yourself, you'll get to where you want to be.
I agree. Have you ever felt like you wanted to give up?
Oh, so many times.
Seriously?
So many times in America. When I wanted to give up on university itself. I wanted to actually withdraw, because when I was looking at the prices of the loans and the interest rates attached to that, I was thinking I'm making a bad decision. But if I don't graduate, I'm gonna dishonor myself and my family. They're gonna be super pissed off. So I had to take that decision, take that massive loan, finish my university, and when I lost money in the crash of COVID, I wanted to quit. Every big loss that I've experienced, it was always followed by wanting to quit. Even with prop firms, losing accounts with prop firms sometimes can be daunting. But you have to look at where you're going wrong.
Yeah.
If you don't understand what you're doing wrong with your challenges, you're going to keep doing the same mistake over and over. And if you're not identifying the patterns within you that lead you to do that same mistake, then you're not solving anything, and you're going to do that same mistake over and over. You don't want to get lucky. You want to base it off actual knowledge. So trade properly, build knowledge, stay disciplined, long-term approach, slow and steady for someone who's starting. Do not full port. Maybe full porting is for someone who's advanced. You see a good strategy, like a good setup.
Yeah.
Like, you know what, I want to pass this challenge in a day. Because you know that if I lose that, you accept responsibility. Take responsibility for your action. Be accountable. And ultimately, when you're positive, the universe will reward you.
Yeah, no, it's true. But you started off with live accounts. You didn't touch demos at all.
No.
Would you regret that?
No. Because if I started with demo, it gives unrealistic expectations. Because with demo, you're not losing money. When you're trading with your own money, that's what's the most precious thing to people? Money, family, God, religion, if you believe in that sort of stuff, right? If you don't mess with them in these sort of things, everything's cool. Mess around with my money, with my family, with my religion, I'm gonna be not a very peaceful person, right?
Of course.
So when it comes to actually controlling, understanding where you're coming from with these sort of things, and just understanding that failure is part of the game and being accountable, it just helps.
So do you recommend people to start with live or demo?
Starting with live, I would say demo is just a waste of time. You don't feel you don't get that feeling of losing. If you lose on a demo, like 100K demo, what have you lost? Nothing. But if you lose 100K of your own personal funds, that is going to harm you. That is going to scar you. That is going to make you think. That is going to make you go back and analyze and look and journal and back test and forward test and spend thousands of hours on the charts. And that's what happened with me. I've lost a lot of money in my live account, and that led me to educate myself further. So it was a setback. I don't like to think of it as a loss. it was a learning experience, because all of these negative experiences that I've had are actually positive when I look at them from a bigger lens now. When I look back at my life now and understand, I'm happy, I'm grateful that I've gone through that.
Yeah, but not everyone's as fortunate as you to be able to lose that amount of live money. So how would you go? Like, what if I just had £500 in my bank account and that's literally all I have to my name?
Bro,
Then what?
So wealth is perspective, right? Someone can have $100 million and not feel wealthy, and someone can have $10,000 and feel like they're the wealthiest human being on earth. So when it comes to someone who has like maybe $100 is plenty of money for someone, and for someone it's just like change. So if you have $100 and that's your last $100, I don't think you should be trading with it. Now, I went that route of having that last money and just always throwing it. Whenever I have that last money, I'm always throwing it to trade with it. And I would say that led me to always find better opportunities, like be more patient, be more disciplined to get something that I can trade. If your life, if that's your last money, if you have people that depend on you, if you need to put food on the table, don't use that money. It's just basic common sense. Maybe like a smaller challenge, $10, that will not affect you, because $10 out of $500, that's 2% of it. Don't use like all 100% of my capital. Let me just throw it in and see what happens, because there's that element of not having success, and then that is going to harm you. Then you're going to have another $500, and then you're going to put it back. And then you get used, like stuck in that loop of doing this over and over. Start small, grow big.
Yeah.
Use the prop firm profits that you're making and invest it back into more prop firm accounts. Don't just use like all the capital that you have and throw it into prop firms and then just be broke. Because I've had days, bro, where I didn't have money to eat. Literally, like I didn't have money to eat. You know za'atar? I would like literally like have like a toast, za'atar, put some olive oil on it.
No
and
way.
Just eat that, bro, like for days. Just live off za'atar, like, which is thyme in English.
Yeah.
Za'atar in Arabic, it's thyme in English.
Damn.
Like, bro, like days, I would just do that, prioritizing trading and not eating. So I was in an unhealthy place, but then as you progress further, as you have that knowledge, have that skill, went through the struggles, been patient, been disciplined, built yourself back up, started working on other things outside of trading, then trading eventually works.
Do you think people that don't have like a lot of capital to experience the feeling of, I guess, losing it or making money from it, do you think that the way that prop firms are now, people can kind of buy a prop account and then take that same experience with basically with demo funds?
I would say prop firms is the best thing that happened in this generation, to be honest, because we work hard for our money, and then the closest thing you can have to a live account is actually having a prop firm account. So you're paying a small fee to get access to large capital, and at the end of the day, it's not like opening a demo account with a broker where you're literally not losing anything. It's something you've paid for. So you have that money that is invested into this account, and it feels the closest thing to a live personal funds, personal capital account. So for someone who's literally like not experienced live trading or trading their own personal funds, prop firm is the best thing that you can have your hands on. I can trade my own personal funds, and I'm trading prop firms, and I would say I would trade more prop firm capital than actually live funds. My goal is to have millions and millions of prop firm capital, because at the end of the day, it lowers the risk on me with my own personal funds, and the upside potential is massive. For someone who knows how to trade, constantly working on themselves, developing their strategy, risk management, working on their psychology, on their daily routine, prop firm is just the greatest thing that you can have your hands on.
Facts. I think it can go both ways as well. I think like, yes, you're only paying like a small fee for a large amount of capital, but I think psychologically we get attached to the fact that we have that capital. So whether it's a case of like you're new to trading and you get a proper account, the psychological impact of losing that account is probably around the same as if you lost that live capital.
Yeah.
Although, if you are new and you figure out that you're great at this, then great, you've now got a proper account and you can make a lot of money. But I think the psychological impact of losing that account is still very similar to losing that live capital.
Because you have money attached to it.
Yeah.
You spent money to get that account.
Yeah.
Even though you did not actually invest $2,500 of your own personal capital. So if anything, the loss feels less painful.
Yeah.
But it's manageable.
Yeah.
And it makes you feel good about yourself that you're trying something new.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm always open to things that can, help me progress further in life.
Mm-hmm.
May it be a prop firm account, a business venture, like investing in a startup, whatever it may be. I'm interested in these sort of things. So for someone who's literally starting their career, trying to build something for themselves, learning trading, I would not go with a live account. Because like at the end of the day, you're paying a small fee, getting access to bigger capital, and you're developing that psychology on trading a bigger capital rather than like trade your own person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree, absolutely agree. Well, I think the viewers at home are going to have a lot to take in with this conversation. You've definitely given some great insights into trading, into what it's like behind the scenes of a prop firm as well. So thank you so much for joining us and dropping so many gems. We appreciate it a lot.
Yeah, no, thank you, Mo. And also, your stories are wild.
Thanks, bro.
Yeah, you've been through a lot and it just means a lot. And now who you are today just defines, for your past defines you and your experiences and everything. So
I agree with you.
Welcome to the team.
Thank you, bro. Appreciate you.
Thank you.
Thank you, man.
You're welcome.